Joanna. Kuture. This is Big Brother.
Did you guys see Kocho's face? He was so surprised by Joanna's name being called. Like he was literally more surprised that Joanna was evicted than his own. Because immediately they called her out, he was literally like that kind of thing. And most of them in the house were definitely shocked by that because the housemates, for some reason, have literally placed Joanna in like that top five spot, top five position. And you guys know that a lot of times she speaks about like the money being her money, even though she says it jokingly and all of that. So the housemates just have that mindset. And you guys remember at the beginning of the show when Ebukata tagged her as the vibes queen. So that has carried on with the thoughts of the housemates concerning Joanna. So they were like, Joanna, care how? Yesterday they got the shocker of their lives. Today they got more shocker. Yesterday was Thelma and Bright. They were very shocked by Thelma leaving, and then today more shocks came. So they were definitely shocked by that. In them is saying make faith win a beg. It's by voting, you guys. This year is by voting. Don't feel like okay, there's somebody that has been projected as the winner. I believe that right now there's a possibility of like maybe the top three or top four people that are projected to win. Either of them can okay, my network wants to start doing like his brain is touching right now, but I hope it doesn't continue like that. But yeah, it's by voting. Um, Even though I don't like her, I was shocked. From coming from Munira, was I shocked? I was not too shocked. I was a little bit not too shocked personally, Sha, but I just felt like it's possible. Like I told you guys, once it's not the top, what like anybody can leave at this point. There are only like four people that will shock me if they leave, and those four people are Coin, Faith, Dede, and Imisi. Aside those people, any other person that leaves will not shock me at all. In fact, I think I was even a little bit more shocked by the voting polls, right? What they had. Did I even bring that here today? Okay, I'm gonna try and bring that pretty soon. And because we had um Thelma at the bottom, with regards to the four people that left the house, and then we had so it was Thelma, Joanna, Bright, and Culture. Culture was the highest among the bottom four. So that was the only thing that kind of surprised me. I felt like Thelma was going to actually top the polls among like the bottom four. I'm going to bring that poll later on in this video. So for now, let's just get into the other things that were said today. I wasn't shocked at all. I expected all of them to go, in case you, okay, you're talking about the people that left. Oh, yeah, yeah, I get you. I like that they evicted four. If there's anything that made me happy today is that four people left the house. Like this is the first eviction that they did like a clean sweep, and I'm like, oh, thank you. Because at first they were acting like they were not going to go in and evict, only for him to just go in and take the two of them at once. So thank you very much, Ebuka. At least this is a eviction that can at least shake the house or shake us a little bit. So yeah, that's a good one. Um, Peter said, I love how Faith stayed quiet and didn't even flinch when Joanna left. It was expected because of the things that happened before she was called. So let's not just get ahead of ourselves. Let's get into the business of today. So welcome back to my channel, guys. If you're new here, please do well to like, share, subscribe, and all the good stuff. And don't forget to turn on your post notifications so that you can get notified each time I post a brand new video. So the first person that was asked a question was Zita, and they asked her about Coin that she has had a few things to say about Coin and about setting how she feels about him. And then they also mentioned that she said in the head of house room that if it was Coin that left, she would have not been surprised. Then she now cleared the air on that, saying that it was not only Coin's name that was mentioned, that she even mentioned herself, she mentioned Kola, that if it was either of them, they would have been less shocked because because of the fact that they were very shocked by Thelma's leaving. So that was her own way of expressing that they didn't expect Thelma to leave at all. That if it was any other person, to Koyi inclusive, that she would have not been shocked at all. So that was her response to that.
Kola and I were doing a back and forth that if it's you or I, either of us that they put up, I mentioned every other person's name in this house that if it was more believable, just to have further buttress that Thelma's part, Thelma living was not so believable, but whatever.
For the second part of our question, that had to do with saying that maybe she feels some type of way when it comes to Koyin, he gives her like some off vibes. She didn't really answer because she said she had like three scenarios, and then it kind of seemed like Ebuka was trying to get her to like rush what she was saying, rush what she was rush what she was saying, and she's like, okay, Ebuka, let me explain myself. But at the end of the day, she just said that there are some things that he does that gives her like offish vibes. She didn't explain the scenarios again. Then Thelma now came on stage, and she basically, they didn't spend so much time with them, like asking them what is going to be from now onwards, but because I guess they had a lot to do. But for Thelma, she just spoke about her situation with K-Bobo. She basically explained how they got close. She said he is among the people that she always spoke about, that she was, feeling in the house, even though the first fight that they had, the first outburst that he had, I'm sure it's the one with Imisi, just gave her like some offish vibes. But at the end of the day, it made it easy for them to later bond, right? So for now, it's K-Bobo, and moving forward, it's still K-Bobo. In fact, Ibuka called them Kelma. We'll be looking for name to give them, since Anibuka just gave them Kelma. These are our 3 day ship that they just came to scatter. Um Jimmy is saying 10 over 10 is giving me joy. That is 10 over 10. It's actually 10 over 10. So let me play this, even though I feel like my internet is shaky right now, but let me just play this video. You guys can just listen to the audio, right?
I think I mentioned Cable Boy one of my very first few direct sessions that he was someone I liked. Just that his outburst in the first week, I really did not understand it. But he has always looked out for me in the house. When he's cooking, whether I'm there or not, he always has stuff for me and all of that. So it was just like easy for us to like. He's well mannered.
I actually kind of liked that ship, even though it was a very short one, but it was pretty interesting to see. And then he now went into Shake Dede and Kola's table. He first of all asked Dede about the statement she made about Kola being two faced, and just what was that about. And then he exposed their under duvet doings. I feel like that's the main thing he wanted to talk about. He wanted to just make it known that we saw you, we saw the things that happened there, you know, and they didn't really flinch for that one. He now went for that to ask her about the statement she made concerning him being two faced, and she basically told him that today she reiterated that she didn't want to speak about it further with him, because if she addresses it further, it's going to look like it's a serious thing. So she doesn't want to make it a topic. Basically, that's what I got from her conversation, or from her response, that she doesn't want to make it into a big thing. So she would like to not address it. So that was the response that she gave Ebuka, which is what I'm gonna show you guys right now. I just hope the network is pretty good.
Things happen under the sheets. Let's leave it at that. Last night you told him he was two-faced.
Was what I felt. Also today I did say that I didn't want to continue the conversation because it would give something serious is going on, and I still stand on that ground. I still don't want to talk about it because he's still going to know regardless.
So, for what I got from that, they've already spoken about it, and I guess it's a conversation between the two of them. She didn't want to make it a thing where everybody will now like have opinions and all of that. That's the way I understood what she said. Funke Joseph said Faith played a mature game, not flinching, didn't even stand up to hug Joanna. I was actually surprised by that, but I think that was the best thing to do, because they literally just spoke about these two people. They just spoke about this person doing something with another guy under the sheets, and then you now be rushing to go and hug her, after being there for her for the most part of the game. So it made sense that he just maintained his lane and his pride and dignity. So it was a good one, right? Say Faith felt really hurt. I think he did. I feel like he did. Initially, right, I was of the opinion that Faith doesn't care or doesn't mind whatever it is they are doing, because when they have conversations, that's when himself and Joanna they have conversations. He says things like he likes older women, this and that and that. So it just felt like maybe their relationship was just like for vibes, and they just like to talk dirty, and he didn't want anything more. But like, moving further into the whole thing, as much as he may not have wanted something deep with her, it will still feel some type of way just seeing her move that way with another person. So definitely that was Um, that was that for that. Then Ebuka now asked Kocho a question about being the talkative of the house. That he has been labeled like the talkative of the house, the one that takes gist around, the one that cannot be trusted. That how does he feel about that? He now said that one no concern no more. That he can say whatever they want to say. He's not looking for validation. So that's none of his business. I said, sorry, we are sorry, sir.
Ebuka, I don't send you. Anything everybody talk, I don't send. Outside there, everybody get TV, so I don't send. I don't need validation also.
The way culture just balance that you got to say that in Papa house when he did the answer that question, he just balance, just said, they can say whatever it is they want to say. He doesn't care. I said, sorry. Oh. Then Bright now came on stage and he's the first person to receive a gift on stage. So well done to Bright, Morgan's fans. You guys did well. That was very thoughtful, right? That was a very thoughtful thing to do, giving him something on stage to just feel really loved. And then, of course, they're going to ask him about Mide. He said, and obviously he was living his moment, living in the moment, and that is what it is. That he said at the beginning that he didn't want to ship with anybody in the house, but then he found Mide, and what happened, and is what it is, and that's basically he was living his truth. And then people kind of asked, okay, so is Mide? You're saying that is Mide? I was like, is what it is. I say, oh, you never talk, oh, talk, say something straight. Let's know what it is. Let's know what you're
What
saying.
is it called? It's called a reality TV show, right? And I came here, I just had to live in the reality. I had to live in the moment. And me and Mide happened, and I have no regrets, It is what it is.
So what I usually get from his answers, Bright's answers, when he talks about his outside babe and Mide, is that he's when someone is still leaving that little space or that little room for reconciliation, like he really wants to go outside and have this talk with that his babe before he solidifies anything. Meaning that, okay, so it just feels like, okay, if you're having that mindset, it means that, okay, what happens if she's still willing to like be with you and everything? Does it mean that your being with Mide is going to be dependent on what she says? It's like there's that small room for reconciliation. Maybe say, okay, he said, okay, I choose Mide and I'm abandoning my outside relationship. That kind of thing. It's just, balancing things out. But it's fine. Everybody go try, make sure say they secure their own this thing. Say no most influential of this week. We will twist nominations tomorrow according to Ibuka. I love it. I love it. Because this is a week leading to the finale. Nobody should get just immunity just like that. So I like that that's what is going to happen. Um Brad just wants I think he actually really likes her, but get waiting him and that babe for outside get waiting they there when they make him talk like that. I feel like he does really like me, but he just gets something. Maybe like this, there are some rumors that says, oh, maybe she's his sponsor or whatever it is. Get something, Sha. Chisom Favor said, Mide, as at 20 minutes ago, was talking like she hadn't done more than kissing with brides. The way she was talking with Dede about it was funny. See, Bright and Kola go explain tire today. You see that explanation? He's going to go on his media rounds to explain a lot of things. Now they now address Jason J. I told you people yesterday in my video earlier on today. I spoke about this Jason J situation. I spoke about Dede's situation with Kola. If you've not watched that video, all the information is there. So Jason J and Joanna, they were together. That's yesterday, and it was as if he gave her a peck. I don't know if it was forehead or nose or something, and then they were all cuddled up in bed, and then they slept and all of that. So you kind of asked him what was that about? That what's up with him being with Sultana, trying to police Sultana and also trying to be with Joanna. He was like, no, first of all, he's not restricting anybody. Sultana can do whatever it is that she wants, and that same with him, he can do whatever he wants. That he just basically said he can do what he wants, Sultana can do what she wants. And I was like, oh, it's all right. That's fine.
I don't know what happened under the sheets with you and Joanna last night.
Sultana is free to do whatever she wants to do. She's a big girl. That goes for me too. I can do whatever the fuck I want, whenever I want. They're both my good friends.
See, I have a theory. I feel like Jason G like really like he wanted to create a new storyline, wanted to create a storyline of the whole triangle thing because he seemed pretty excited by that. It's like, okay, triangle has been formed. They're asking him about this babe. Asking him about that babe. So it's like, okay, I can do what I want. He can do what you want. Oh my god, my network. At this point, it's not even longer a triangle. It's literally is now a square because he still has outside babe. So he likes that narrative. That's what I got from his answer. I can't be like say he liked the narrative. But unfortunately for Sultana, Jonah is out. So whatever it is that he was trying to create is not creating. And the truth is that he says these things, but I'm pretty sure that if Sultana actually goes ahead to start something with someone else in that house, he's going to crash out. He's going to and say, oh, she can do what she wants. But whenever he sees some things, he'll be policing her and everything. It's just because she's actually not moving that way. That's why he has the mouth to say, oh, she can do what she wants. I can do what I want. But when she actually moves that way, he will now be acting a certain way. I wish she can actually, but no, let me not say I wish. You cannot be acting out of character just because of a guy. So it makes sense that she's just staying in her lane and not trying to move with another guy because now herself she go they do. But that's Jason innovating they do. His game plan has been scattered for the week. Then they now asked Joanna the same thing about Jason J. And she said they didn't do anything, no. That is she that she doesn't know what he's talking about, and that herself and Faith they're just friends. That he can express however he wants to feel, how he can say what he wants to say towards her. That he's allowed to say how he feels or how what he wants to say when it comes to her, but that they're just friends and nothing happened between her and Jason J. I say okay, blessing that this one we can't really touch Faith or made him feel some type of way. I guess.
Anyways, Evicted is my friend and he's very good with words. That's
Friends, I don't do that with my friends.
so for him, anyways, he knows that he's my friend. And I know that we both respect each other at that point. And I don't choose to tell him what to say. And if he enjoys to speak to me that way, that's fine. And then nothing happened that is wrong with Jason. They just stayed on my bed.
I'll be back.
Oh, see Faith. Oh my god. Let me take this. Let me see if I can capture that part where he was looking.
I'll be back.
Did you guys see that? Let me take this back a bit.
I'll be back.
Hey, Jesus. This hoodie that Faith well even helped himself to just like, oh my god, I need
I'll be
to.
back.
The hoodie even helped him to just like, okay, maintain his steez, maintain his composure because he has not been fully aware of things that have been going on. So Ebuka highlighting that must have thrown him off, like, okay, you can't be like say, things they happen where I don't even know, So he's the one that I know would have felt some type of way. For Sultana, like someone mentioned, um she was already aware of it from Obande Joseph said Sultana knows Jason already. Now just Faith we know they're aware. So it's just Faith that was not really aware of like the shenanigans that were going on. So anyway, she's out now. I'm sure he's going to now have focus on the game because there's no other person that is close to in the house. So it's full focus from now till the end of the show. It's just 2 weeks, but yeah, that's fine. Because we were having conversations before the whole exposure. These housemates are just moving. They've been moving crazy. They've been doing the most things that you not expect. They are moving from this point, even up until this point of the show. They are still moving pieces are still going on. Normally in Big Brother house, by this time in the show, everywhere will be setting that this person is for this person, that person is for that person. That's what it's. But now things are still happening. Imagine Thelma and Kebo becoming a ship recently. Imagine Jason J and Joanna are now trying to form something now. Like I never see this kind of thing before. Anyway, they said it's 10/10, so everything is different with this season. Then Kola, according to the housemate, Kola. So they asked him about um the way he goes around saying things behind Jade's back, that he has had a lot to say at her back. And he has also mentioned several times that all these things is just for the show. That what's that about? He now said that Dede has talked about he knows she has somebody on the outside. She's in a relationship. So he's just like more like living in the moment. He can use that Bright Morgan slogan, living in the moment. He's just living in the moment, and it's not. That's basically why he says that it's just for the show because she has somebody on the outside, right? And in the house, you need somebody that you can rely on, you can be with. I say, okay.
You've had quite a bit to say about her behind her back. You keep insinuating that this is just for the show.
For me, I'm trying to just be in the moment. Only way in this house to understand how this house can be. You need your companion, you need somebody to rely on, you need someone who has your back, you have the person's back.
It's how they showed him, you see. It's how they showed him, you see, when he said, you need someone to rely on. Me, if I come and say, you need someone to rely on, you need somebody to have your back, you have their back. I say, she mean, see, no, they, you get sister now. That's not the reason there. It's more than that. If you someone to rely on, you have your sister that has your back and you have her back. So if it's somebody to rely on, you have that. You have friends in midday, you have bright. So it was definitely more than that. It's not about someone to rely on because you already had that. And then Ebukana went for that to ask him that the whole thing just seemed like a conquest because he was onto it, like he just kept hammering on it that he was onto it, and it was like no, that it was not a conquest, that it's just that Dede is beautiful, she's gorgeous, and they're in the same house, so it's even when he says that he doesn't want to push for it anymore, he still see her, so the thing can make him still there, in mind still there basically. So that was his what they call it, his excuse or his response to that, right?
It felt like it was a conquest for you. If you were going to live in the moment, why were you so passionate about making sure it worked?
I'm very attracted to her. She's a very beautiful woman, very stunning. So obviously I see her every single day. So even if I want to, subdue how I feel about her, I see her all the time and I'm human.
So that was his own this thing. And I know after now he's going to crash out. You guys, let me know if the network is okay. Because at this point, my network is showing one bar. They show me one bar. I can't be like say the thing can go down a bit. Let me know if it's okay from your angle. Exactly. Queen Essay just said, well, it's like as I mentioned, the DC now decided to go off and on. Kola is already on media rounds. I knew it. I'm not even shocked by that. I knew it. In fact, I wanted to wait and watch it first, but no. I said, let me come on live. Let me come live first. I knew that he was going to go on media. He will explain that. He used last week to be explaining about Kola. Sorry, about Imisi's situation, explaining how he's not just there for the show, he's really there. Now it's Dede's turn. This week, media rounds go choke. So this is when Ebukana went in to evict Joanna, and they were shocked by that.
Joanna. This is
They were really shocked by it. Then he also went back in to evict Couture. To be honest, I felt like it was going to be one more eviction remaining. I didn't know that he was going to go as far as like evicting two people. But I actually liked that he ended up evicting two more people. So four people are out of the house. Like between yesterday and today, four people have left the house. Someone's saying, "Oh yeah, hey, Bobo. Kibowa is another person that a lot of people are shocked that he's still there. Because, for some time, for like a few days or a whole week, in fact, Kibowa was very inactive because he wasn't feeling fine though. And then a lot of people had the mindset that he doesn't have a huge fan base or he doesn't have like strong people voting for him. But this week, I'm guessing it has shown them that, okay, he has like strong people or he has a good number of people supporting him. Even midday. A lot of people felt like as Bright was in the bottom, then maybe midday was the one that was going to follow him. Two of them will go today, but lucky for her, he did not. Lucky for her, she didn't go home with. She didn't also go home, right? Someone says K-Boy is still there because of his character. K-Boy is actually a sweet guy. I agree with that. He's actually a sweet guy. He's caring. The people he cares about, he takes care of them. He's calm. He's apart from that fight that I had with Missy at that point, which was kind of like, maybe a one-time thing. And then I know he had fights with men and he was crashing out at the beginning, but like since then, he has been like this cool, calm, collected guy. And this is when they now went into evict Couture, right? Let me just
Culture.
play that.
This is Big Brother. Culture. 8, 7, 6.
So when Joanna came out, she just like danced on stage. Joanna hailing her, Joanna. Hey, let me see you get Joanna. Ah, Joanna is actually like life of the party for real, for real. So when she came out, she just like danced, and then Culture also came out. For Culture Zone, they didn't ask him a lot of questions because it's not like he had like a storyline with anybody per se. He was just like this fun guy. When it comes to people that are just like funny, there's usually not so much to be asked with regards to those kind of people. So they didn't ask him a lot of questions. Then for Joanna, they just still asked her the same thing they asked her about inside the house about Jason. She said they're friends, and nothing extra. So yeah, this is when she came out and she was just like dancing, Couture, the same thing, right? Yeah, so this is when Couture came out. So I'm gonna bring up the, what do they call it? The voting polls for you guys to see. For those that did not get to see it on stage, or let me just bring that up so that you guys will see how you guys voted. Culture actually had the highest among the bottom four people in the house. So let's bring that up. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So this is how you guys voted. Thelma Lawson 3.27%. Joanna 3.7, Bright Morgan 3.8, Couture 4.5. On a very good day, Culture should have been left, you know, but because last week or this other weeks they've been lenient, they now had to take him out. But like, if you're judging by the gap that he gave them, because it's 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, then his own is like 4.5. On a very good day, if they left him, that would have not been bad. Like, that would have not been them playing being partial or anything, because his fans really, really tried from these voting polls that I'm seeing. So, but they have to remove a lot. I feel like next week now they'll remove 3 people. So, is there anybody here that surprised you? How did you think the bottom this thing was going to be? With Bright Morgan being here, that means they really tried, though. They really tried to save him. Although Joanna and Thelma, they were not up last week, so I'm guessing that's why now we now see their um their strengths. Munira said, I feel like Faith is not strong too because he has not been up like that. It's true that he has not been up a lot, and that can affect your voting fan base. Mm. That can really affect it. So it will make sense for him to be up so that people can get used to voting for the person. That alone, like not being up, even if you're a potential winner, for example, and you're not up back to back to back to back, that alone can make you not even win. Because you now see the final week, some people they'll be struggling to vote. They'll be trying to find, oh, how do I vote? How do I vote? They just get tired. There's some people that, as much as they like you, they see no deep like that. They just want to try and vote. And once they see that it's difficult, they will not even stress. But if you've been up back to back to back and they know the process already, once you're just up again, they just go ahead and do that. So that affects sometimes, right? Some Favor said, no one's grabbing for Couture. He still grab his as before leaving. I don't mind him not being there to grab things, because sometimes it gives me a very off vibe. The only reason I know a lot of people don't complain so much about it is because the babes is almost like, oh, they're there for the whole team. But like, I don't, when I see him doing all that, I'm like, can you stop? But he knows the people that he does it with because there's some ladies that he doesn't go around like that, you know. But I don't mind not seeing that anymore. I'm happy I'm not gonna see that again. You know, I'm happy about that. And let me not even lie. He cannot even lie for honor. I like that. Um Darren saying Faith is safe. Yeah, the Faith is definitely safe. He's not even up. Joanna was up last week. She was snail. Joanna picked the call. She picked the call. So I don't think she was not like Joanna and Dede were safe last week. They were not in the voting polls. They didn't vote. They were not on among the people that were to be voted for. Joanna, Ruboy and Dede, they were not up last week, right? As much as she was snail, but that other one overrode the snail part of it. Obande said, Mrs. Fan still keeping Kola continue waiting on the fine when I go see. Are you sure that Jenny was keeping him? I feel like Kola has grown his fans so to a good extent. I feel like he has done that. When is the head of house challenge starting? I believe it's supposed to start now or maybe in a few minutes. Thomas eviction shocked me. You are still shocked. Now yesterday people shock. Oh, today we don't our shock don't collect shock absorber. Everything has been absorbed. Yeah, very up vibe. Oh, thank you very much. You gave me up vibes. Fancy voting bestie and friendship continue. I've subscribed. Welcome on board, Owami Peter. Also, please like the live stream. If you know say like my voice small, just please like the live stream. You see fans saving in week 8. In a few minutes, head of house game is on. Housemates are already preparing. So let's save our energy and network and time for that. So that this live stream will not be too long. It's already pretty long because a lot happened today. But yeah, I guess we're just gonna if you're currently on the live stream, please give it a thumbs up. I'm also curious to see how it goes. Eh, Obande Joseph. Hey, me my husband no catch you. Let them not catch you. Oh. Anyway, I agree with you, Peter. I would like to see how the week goes too, because a lot of dynamics will change with 4 people. In fact, 4 active people. All of them are active. Thelma, Bright, obviously in his ship and his friendship, he has like connection with people. Culture being active generally in the house, you must hear his voice. Thelma being active too, generally in the house in terms of tasks and everything. Joanna being like the life of the party. So four active people left the house this week. So there will definitely be a change in the vibe of the house. But let's see how this week is going to go. So thank you guys for watching and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and I'm going to see you on the next one. Thank you very much. Before I go lose my voice, bye guys, love you.